Hello, YouTubers. My name is X Factor. Welcome to some Silk Road Rush defense, where I'm going to be bebopping back and forth between the A and the B MCOM. And I usually just let A go. It's really quick for the attackers to get to, and it's in the middle of this valley. That means all the infantry can surround you. Then, of course, if they get this right side that's over my shoulder where our friendly tank is at, they can get the C4s over on the dirt bikes extremely quickly, and you have no time to react. This round I'm using the Sabo and HMG because there's some pretty long lines here. There's a lot of open areas, and I need to make sure my shots land. Of course, the HE is my preferred round, but only when it's closer to medium range. So I try to use the HMG typically on infantry, but even in this round, I pop main shell on infantry a couple times because it gets really chaotic as we get going. They set B, time to go, and I usually sit over on this side just to balance things out and to be a deterrent to infantry and the other armor, because I've got tons of cover over here. I've got the huts behind me. I've got the honey hole hill that I've showcased before playing. That's over my back right now, more towards the what looks like water on the mini map over there. It's a great place to play whether you're an attacker or a defender. The only problem is this rush map seems a little broken, this first set of MCOMs. If you're attacking, they will spawn on your face once you get to that spot. I've showcased that before. And of course, I never go over the hill. I try to shade with part of the hill protecting me so I can quickly reduce the angle of threat, like right there. So I never assume that I'm safe. After I take a shot, I traditionally back up if I'm engaging a piece of armor, and I rarely stay out because I don't know what's looking at me. And there I use the main shell as stuff kind of starts to get pretty chaotic. And that's what happens to this AMCOM. They start taking this hill that I'm looking at. You got NGs that can pop their head over and start firing on you, and it can come in mass quickly between the SRAWs, the LAWs, the RPGs, the SMAWs. Death can ensue very quickly. So I back up, readjust, down 18 points of health, and make sure there's nobody pushing this lane. Because the biggest thing you can do, the best thing you can do in rush with a piece of armor is deter their armor. Don't even have to kill them. You just have to play the head games, take enough pop shots where they say, oh, wait a minute, that's a big road. I can't push that. I've got no cover, and this guy's pillaring me just right. So I'll play games like this until I take a pretty good hit, and then I'll back off, just like that, and I'll repair. Just to play the head games. Now he's thinking, wait a minute, I didn't kill that armor. Where'd he go? He's going to be very cautious and maybe not make his regular push. And this is where the Sabo really comes in handy, because the HE, I would probably be looking 3 to 5 inches above his tank. Now, baiting him in, I'm in the middle. I'm not going to go straight in, gunning, APS, to active protective system. I'm going to back up. Why? Because I have strength in numbers. And that's the biggest mistake they can make. They both left the tank, and now we have 3 tanks. Always make sure you die in your tank. Don't give it up to the bad guys, because now they've got very little chance. So my guy, who you can kind of hear in the VoIP, is going to take over for that one, and then there we go. He could be the passive tanker. Now I can be super aggressive, because if I lose my tank, it spawns again. Not a big deal. And I usually give this MCOM up, but I can be aggressive again, so we're going to get going on the HMG and try to kill as many bad guys as possible. Look at this. If that would have had C4, I'd have been dead, because we don't have a lot of infantry help here. If you look at the mini-map, they're all behind me. It's either I'm killing them or nobody's killing them. And this is literally like Death Valley in the sand. So I try not to ever pull on the other side of that hill that I was just looking at, the one that's kind of to my left right here, because it's just bad news bears. It's long open lanes just like this one, and if they get set up on the hill, you're going to have a bad time. There's going to be lots of locks, and you're just going to die quickly. Another thing is learn how to do the spins on the hills just like that to get your tank turned around quickly, because I see bad guys in the mini-map, in the huts. And then always have an out. Whether you're playing infantry or armor and you start to pillar a spot, or you start to get to a position, have an out. Is it straight back? Is it turning around a corner? Is it using this hut? Then that hut blows up. You got to pull it forward. But usually the best out is actually pulling forward. The panic backup is probably the worst thing that you can do. And right now I've got to worry about this jet that might drop bombs on me. But I get lucky there. Got to pull back up and give it another look kind of in the backfield and make sure things are clear. So a lot of times what happens is people never make it to cover with their armor. There's cover, like this hill, and they just back up. What are you doing? You're giving any guy that's on the opposite side of the hill a better angle. What are you going to see? Probably just his head. and you're probably going to get spammed, and you're probably going to die. So at this point, we've got them mashed up pretty much into their spawn, and I can kind of take a couple more pop shots because I popped APS, and that was a heck of a shot by the other tanker. That APS just ate 2 shells, and I'm still 100% health. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick Silk Road gameplay, bopping back and forth between the 2 MCOMs. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave them down below, and have a good one, YouTubers.